Hello and welcome to the video. So it's been about a month since you've seen a video off of me, and that's because, as you can tell in the background, I'm back at home. I've been back for about 2 months now. I had some videos stacked up to keep me going for a little bit. They've all gone now, unfortunately. So we're going to take a look at the actual journey home. A few things interesting happened on the way home, so I'll tell you about those. And there's a couple of pieces of news at the end of the video which I think is quite exciting for me, so stay tuned for that as well. Let's jump into the video of the journey home. Hello everyone, hope you're doing all right. So as the intro said, I'm back at home now. I've been back for a few months. I enjoyed my 3 weeks there. It wasn't exactly how I planned it was going to be. I intended to keep a low profile out there, go to some islands, maybe go to Chiang Mai for most of it and take it easy. It turned out to be just a regular drinking holiday really. Although, as you've seen on the previous videos, I did go to Chiang Mai for 3 days. We went into the mountains, so I didn't just stay in Pattaya. I did still go out and about and do things really. So on the way home, return journey, I actually used a new company this time called Pattaya Central. I found them on Facebook, and I used them to go to the airport for Chiang Mai. I used them to come back from Chiang Mai, and I used them to go back to Bangkok airport for the journey home. I think the price was about 12 or 1300 baht, which I thought was really cheap because I normally pay about 1600, so I just gave the driver 1500 baht. I'm happy to pay 1500 baht to get back to the airport. So I arrived at Bangkok airport. As you'd expect right now, it's very busy. People all over the place. Yeah, it's very busy. Tourism is pretty much back in full swing, I think, in Thailand. Went through all the check-in stuff. This time I did something a bit different I've never done before. Because I went with Emirates, I'm actually a member of Emirates Club now, and I got the chance to pre-choose my seats, and I actually upgraded to seats at the front of the plane, so they were still economy seats, but they were like economy premium at the front of the plane. I've never done that before, and it didn't cost much money. It was like £38 for one leg and 22 for the other, so it was about £60, I think, something like that. And I thought, you know what, I'm on my own, I'm just going to try it. So yeah, I did it, and it sort of worked out in a way. I'd heard rumours that all the empty seats will be at the front of the plane because they fill from the back. So my first leg, I got on the plane, and there was an empty seat in the middle when I booked it. And so someone was on the aisle, I booked the window, and the middle was empty. When I got onto the plane, I actually saw this woman from Dubai in the middle seat, and I thought, oh crap, this hasn't worked out, you know what I mean? But never mind, I'll sit next to her. So she was very polite. She got up, I scooted across to the window seat, no problem. And it wasn't until we was about to take off I noticed empty seats around, and they did actually ask people around us, does anybody want these seats? So they did spread them about, but unfortunately for me, I was too slow. So we had to keep 3 on our aisle still. Anyway, during the flight, she was being a bit weird, this girl next to me from Dubai. She'd do things like, when the meals would come, she says, I don't like that, you can have that. And she'd just put it on my plate. I'm like, oh, I didn't even ask for that, you know what I mean? She's putting her food on my food, it's a bit weird. And you know, she'd take her shoes off and her socks off, and then she'd put her feet up onto the seat right next to me, and it's like, oh, you know what I mean? She started complaining to the staff that she wanted an empty seat. She wanted an empty row. She felt like she wanted an upgrade, basically. And the staff, obviously turned around and said to her, "No, you can't." It wasn't until we was about to land in Dubai, maybe about 2/3 of the way to Dubai, she started having a panic attack, like she couldn't breathe. And she kept on saying, "There's no air, there's no air, I need some air." So I gave her my air above me. She had the other one, the aisle's air, on her. So she had all this air blowing on them. And she was still saying she couldn't breathe. She couldn't breathe. She needed some room. And the flight staff thought that she was just trying it on still, because she tried it on earlier. Genuinely tried it on earlier. So they just thought, well, she's trying it on again. You know what I mean? Anyway, half an hour later, she's struggling to breathe. And it's only then she says, "I'm asthmatic, I've got no inhaler. I've forgotten my inhaler." And I said to her, "Why didn't you say that to them half an hour ago?" I said, "Because I can see you're really struggling to breathe now." So I'm calling for help from the staff. Next thing, I've got 4 flight attendants around us. She's choking, can't breathe. She's like almost passing out. They had started asking people around us, "Does anybody have an inhaler? Anybody have an inhaler? We need one right now, right now." Anyway, they eventually found one in the emergency kit at the back of the plane. And what they did was they moved everybody away from her because they thought she was going to pass out. So the gentleman on the aisle seat moved away. Everyone on the front row in front of us moved away. Everyone behind us moved away. But they forgot about me. I'm still sat next to her while she's dying. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Anyway, they get the inhaler to her eventually. She calms down eventually. She moves to her own row like she wanted eventually. And I got an empty seat next to me for the rest of the journey. Well, we're coming into Dubai now. And there's been thunderstorms. So what they do is they put us in a holding pattern above Dubai, and we was there for like an hour just going round and around. And I thought, bloody hell, I've got a connection in an hour and a half, I'm going to miss it. So the pilot eventually says, "We've got a slot now, we can go and land." So we go down and land, and we're coming down, and we get to maybe 100 feet off the ground. I could see the ground right next to us. The wheels were almost down. And then all of a sudden the engines come roaring on and we go back up again. It was a go around. Apparently air traffic control said it's not safe to land, you need to go around. And then we had to go into a holding pattern again. And then the second time round, which I actually got a video of the second time round, we landed okay. And I noticed that the parking spot where we were going to was the parking spot I was leaving from on the next leg. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I've not missed my flight then, because maybe I've not missed my connection flight, because it looks like I'm going on the same plane for the second trip. It turns out in the end it wasn't the same gate. They changed the gate. But the plane after us that I was connecting to, they had delayed anyway, so I didn't miss my flight, my connecting flight. However, there were some people, I think it was either Australian or American, I'm not sure. Their flight, they missed the connecting flight. So luckily, I didn't miss mine, but some people did miss the connecting flight for that. So that was very eventful, first leg of the journey. Second leg of the journey, Dubai to Manchester. Again, I pre-booked those premium seats, and I couldn't believe it. When I got on the plane, I could see there was lots of empty spaces, and I thought, well, yeah, this could be a good trip. And it turns out that I didn't need to move seat because there was already an empty seat next to me, and I took a video. There was a young lad on the end aisle seat and me in the window, and we had the empty middle seat all the way back, and it was amazing as well. I don't think there's any extra leg room or anything, but it just felt like there was more space at the front of the plane. And maybe one of you guys know, I'm not sure. You guys tell me. And we got into Manchester. They'd made up the time, so I wasn't that delayed. I got off the plane in Manchester. I was one of the first off because I was at the front of the plane. We went straight through immigration, straight to the bag collection, and straight out. It was amazing. And that's the trip home, really. That was the trip from Thailand back to the UK. Now on to the bits of news I've got for you. Okay, I'm going to break this down into two parts. We're now on mid-March. I actually go back in 3 weeks' time for Songkran. If you guys have never seen Songkran, it's normally crazy, in Pattaya especially. Most places around Thailand, Songkran lasts for 1 or 2 days. In Pattaya, it's more like 5. It's just one big water fight. Now, Songkran has been cancelled for 4 years, and this year is the first year it's going to be back to full capacity. Like, everything is going to be open as normal for Songkran. I'm telling you now, it's going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be huge, this Songkran. I'm going back for it. So I cannot wait for that. I'm going back for 2 weeks. I wanted longer, but I can't because of work. Begrudgingly, I booked more time off, but I can't get it now for some reason. So I'm going back for 2 weeks, but yeah, it's over Songkran. So I'm going to have some amazing videos for you for Songkran, that's for sure. The other bit of good news is, while I was out there, I was debating whether or not to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. It's about a 25% chance of happening. So we're starting off at a very low bar. I'll put that in there right now. I've been looking at ways to go back to Thailand to live or stay longer. I've seen a restaurant out there that I normally go to that's still shut from COVID. It's a really good little restaurant. It's only one unit. It's very small. It's part of a hotel. But it's very popular on the Soy because there's no other restaurants on the Soy. So if you could open it up, you'd have breakfast for all 4 or 5 hotels on the Soy. You could do breakfast. You can do room service for all those hotels. You've also got trade in the day that might come down and see you. And you've got trade at night, and then you've got the drinkers late at night as well. So you could put some sort of late night snacks on as well. This restaurant is shut down. I've spoke to the hotel manager. They intend to open it up after Songkran. They're going to refurb it, and they're going to refurb the unit next to it as well. Knock it through to make a double unit. So you're getting twice as much seating and all those hotel guests to come and, you know, use your restaurant. Plus it's getting a full refurb, so it's a brand new looking restaurant. I've told them I'm interested. Now, I know a few of the hotel and bar owners on that Soy quite well, as you all guys know. I tell you every time I go. They've all vouched for me, saying that they'd be happy for me to take it on. So we went to see the manager of the hotel that this restaurant is in, and I put my case forward, you know, because in the UK that's what I do. I run a restaurant for 20 plus years, and I want to do it in Thailand, and I've got the money for it, I think. So the problem is, the guy that owns the block of buildings that the hotel's in is a Chinese guy, and he's in China at the minute, and he's coming back in April, I've been told, and he'll be around to do the refurb if that's what they want to do, and I've been told to see him in April. So yeah, I've got everybody in the hotels whispering in their ear that they want me in there. I've got the bar owners saying they want me in there. So everybody on the Soy is telling this hotel, yes, he'd be good in there. And I think I've got the manager on side of the actual unit the restaurant is in. But it's all down to what the Chinese owner wants. So that's why it's about a 25% chance of happening. It's quite. I'm not optimistic, really. It's just exciting that it could possibly happen. I could technically be owning a restaurant and living out in Thailand full time. By the way, if I was to get that restaurant, I would document it all on this YouTube channel from start to finish. You'd see exactly what it's like to open a business in Thailand. I think that'd be fantastic for the channel. So yeah, just for that, subscribe to the channel, keep an eye out for it, and if it happens and you're interested in owning a business or anything like that, I'll make sure I document everything for you. So yeah, about a 25% chance that's going to happen. If that doesn't happen, I've actually started work on my taxi license badge in the UK. I used to taxi before. You can make some damn good money taxi driving. Don't let them fool you. They make good money taxi driving. And the idea would be, if I can't get the restaurant, then I'll go back to the original plan right at the start. You might have heard me say it on a few videos in the past, where I want to work for 2 months, go out there for 1, or I could work for 2 months, go out for 2 months, or I could work for 3 months, go out for 3 months. And if I'm doing that, then I would look to be buying or renting an apartment or a condo in Thailand. And again, if I'm doing that, I can bring you a lot more videos for you guys as well. And I can also travel around Thailand a lot more as well. That's me rabbiting on. I'm on about the 17-minute mark now. I don't know how much I've cut out. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Really exciting news. If you're interested in starting a business or how it goes, subscribe to the channel, because you never know. I might be recording it or documenting it all. If not, I'll catch you on the next video. I'm back in Thailand in 3 weeks' time, so you'll start getting videos from then again. Until then, see you on the next video, guys. Thanks very much for watching.